Hello, and welcome back to Fist Entertainment. Now this right here, I do have a little bit of an issue with this release, and I will address it right away. If you look on the back, I might add, after figuring this out, I checked literally every single movie that I just reviewed over the past few days to make sure this was the only film that had bad marketing on the back case of the disc. Okay. Scream Factory, you guys are my favorite home media studio, period. But can you explain to me why, on the back of your 4K release of Creepshow, it specifically says that this film only has DTS HD MA sound presentation? I mean, literally, you made me waste about an hour of my day today checking out every single new 4K catalog to make sure that this film right here in 4K is the only one that has bad information on the back of the case. Now, this was a very, very big surprise because it's not mentioned, but the most advanced sound presentation on Creepshow in 4K is not DTS HDMA 5.1 audio, but instead is Dolby Atmos. But it doesn't tell you anywhere on the disc that this title contains Dolby Atmos. And if you look at the disc itself also only says that it has DTS HD MA sound presentation, but it has a Dolby Atmos sound presentation. You would think the Scream Factory would have let you know that. Now, with that said, it's a very, very nice and pleasant. It's like, oh wow, that's awesome. Nice, pleasant surprise. When I watched this movie earlier, but I probably would have been more eager to watch it when I first got the title instead of just waiting until this event started and watching it, if I knew this film had a Dolby Atmos sound presentation on it. Oh yeah, I am reviewing 1982's Creepshow. Alright. Well, let's read the back. Masters of the Macabre. Writer Stephen King and director George A. Romero conjure up 5 shocking yawns, each a visceral exercise in the ghouls and gag style of classic 50s horror comics. A murdered man emerges from the grave for Father's Day cake. A meteorite ooze makes everything grow. A professor selects his wife as a snack for a carded creature. A scheming husband plants 2 lovers up to their necks in terror. A malevolent millionaire with an insect phobia becomes the prey of a cockroach army. Add the spirited performances of an excellent cast in the ghoulish makeup wizardry of Tom Savini, and you have a non-stop thrilling ride that plays like an anthology of human phobias. Well, believe it or not, I only can't add much to that. That's actually a very vague way to describe the film, so we don't have to add anything to that, like the previous 3 reviews. Alright, so I guess we can just go into the quality. This does contain a new 2023 4K scan restoration. It utilizes both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Although this is a very much does not advertise itself as HDR, but it does have HDR 10 as well as Dolby Vision on this film. I would say that because of the lack of really deep blacks in this movie and very bright, vivid colors, I would say this is probably much more of a Dolby Vision driven 4K experience than HDR10, but you do have both. But it strives more towards Dolby Vision. The Dolby Atmos. Okay. Well, I never thought I would say this about a Dolby Atmos sound presentation. To say that this Dolby Atmos sound presentation is generic would be a comment. I say it's a little below generic. Let me explain. This Dolby Atmos sound presentation there are a couple of spots here and there where you kind of get the feel that it has surround effects and stuff in it, but it carries itself off as a sound presentation that doesn't have any surround effects, while being a Dolby Atmos sound presentation. And I think a part of it is that the acting performances are a little muffled on the voice, and it just seems like to me factor didn't put as much care into Dolby Atmos. Now, with that said, this is still the best I've ever heard this movie. And so for an Atmos sound presentation, maybe they could have done better, but the fact that there is a Dolby Atmos sound presentation automatically makes this movie a graded A+ grade with me, because I never thought I would ever see 1982's Creepshow in 4K, and I never thought I would ever see, or should I say hear, Creepshow with a Dolby Atmos sound presentation. I never thought that would ever happen. So it's definitely a winner for me. Now, like I say is, if you guys have not seen Creepshow, the original 1982 film, you guys don't know what you're missing. Now, is this not the best anthology film of all time? No, the best horror anthology film of all time is the film I reviewed before I reviewed this, which is Trick or Treat. That literally is. That beats all of them, in my opinion. But if you have not seen Creepshow, I definitely recommend that you do. So, I say, check it out, and I'll see you guys for my next review, which will be the final one for tonight.